Mind, body. Mind over matter, not matter over mind.
Not breaking or being able to withstand something, both emotionally and physically.
Lifting something heavy.
Sometimes sadness.
Hate.
Not being able to do something or fulfill something and letting something hurt or damage you.
Letting people get to you.
Happiness. My dad and Misty Copeland.
Gabby Douglas.
My parents, because they're both really great people.
My mother.
I do gymnastics and I try to make myself confident towards it.
I just try to be like good and nice to people because I don't want people to be mean back to me.
I don't think I need to try to be like my role model. I just naturally am.
I don't think there's such thing as a feminine or masculine object.
Pads.
A pad.
Clothes.
It's like saying the color pink is feminine, but not it, and it can't be masculine.
Women of all ages use them, of age 5 and up.
It's invented for a female process.
People this day and age like their clothes a lot. They pay attention a lot to that.
Boxers.
I don't believe in masculinity either.
Football.
I guess football.
Because boxers were designed for masculine people. Not an advertisement.
Because that's like the most physical, I feel like.
All men's sports are like masculine rather than feminine because feminine is completely altered and they're not the same sport once you change genders.
My perception of masculinity kind of comes from like my friend group, I guess, and kind of like what we tell each other means. So like I know from my friends, we kind of like to pick fun at each other, but like ultimately like what like kind of makes us most masculine is like who has like the toughest skin. I don't know, kind of how I see it within our group of friends.
I mean, for me, I think my race has something to do with it a little bit. I'm Japanese, and then in Japan there's like this big thing where women are mostly like household wives and men like usually work. And then when I come here, it's a little bit different, but guys and girls work together. So for me, masculinity is like more competitive versus mixed together.
Being a man is being a provider, being strong, able to provide for your family.
I think for me, it's always been described as like I think of the term when somebody's like, be a man, like man up. So it's more like, don't let your like emotions show, don't let your feelings show. Kind of just like shut all that stuff out and do what you gotta do. So like you said, like providing and stuff like that.
Yeah, you hear that man up stuff a lot. Like if someone start showing emotion and being soft, telling them man up.
I think it's more common to see like a masculine female, and that's more acceptable just because that shows that she has strength and she's more like powerful, and being a feminine male is more weak.
Masculine women would be like more acceptable than a feminine man in our culture because men are supposed to be the hard workers. But like women, if you see like a strong woman, then like that's usually what you think about like in future wise. Like I want my kids to have like strong people to look up to. It's like if you have a weak man, then you don't want your kids to be just like him because you know that that weak man would get bullied or be picked on just on the way he is.
The point in which I understood I was a boy had a lot to do with the other interactions I had with students, peers at a young age. So like what people told me to do or what other people did around me that were the same gender of mine made me understand what gender I was and what place I had in the classroom, in the community. So that's where I necessarily understood, oh, well, I'm like these guys and these are these girls and they dress and they have long hair and so that's, and I probably could like give it the focal point of like 4th grade is where I really thought about it, is when like dating happened, people like, ooh, I like her, or ooh, whatever, all that sort of stuff happened, and that was really like a point where I was like, oh, I'm in this group and these people are in this group. They interact and mingle, but there's an obvious difference between us.
Yeah, I think I don't know when I became consciously aware of the fact that like, obviously I wasn't like a girl or whatever, but I remember being very concerned with my masculinity as I got into middle school and like between, I would say like 6th and 7th grade. Like I went to a new middle school, I didn't have very many friends, so I kind of saw using masculinity as an inroads to make new friends. And I think I exploited that a little bit, and that's when I became conscious of like, oh, there are these traits that you can use to form friendships, or like that men and women use to bond with each other, and that's kind of when I began like being conscious of what those were.
Yeah, in middle school I see like that understanding of like where you are in the sense of like how you make relationships with masculinity being a factor in a male's or a man's life at an age. And I see that same sort of interaction happen, like, but on a flip side where I would interact as myself, therefore it was not the most masculine, and that was like something that I knew I was a guy, but I didn't act with the guy points that would get me my guy friends or get me, those types of friends that were of that same traits.